There is a mountain of super yachts spread across the globe, some great, some not so great, but if you wish to own the best and you mine the mountain well enough, you will sometimes come across a real gem. This video is about one such gem, the 34-metre super yacht MERELEY. I honestly didn't know where to start when I first set foot on board this yacht. The exterior design and the interior design are both by the Italian design studio Hot Lab, who, in my opinion, are one of the most exciting design studios in the yachting world today. But I didn't want the focus to be so much on the aesthetics at the expense of the quality of the yacht itself. So before we take a full walkthrough tour of the yacht, let me tell you something of the details that are less visible to the eye. First of all, here are a few basic dimensions in case you're wondering if she will fit in your berth. 34.6 metres in length, and with a beam of 7.6 metres, she has a draft of 2.25 metres. MERELEY has a hull of steel, a superstructure of aluminium, and in the beating heart of her engine room lie two MAN engines of 800 horsepower each, propelling the vessel to a top speed of just over 30 knots, and with a range of 3,800 nautical miles at 9 knots. She was built by the AES shipyard in Turkey, who took 2 years constructing her. Walking down the side decks of MERELEY gives some indication as to why her construction took so long. Most yachts have tubular stainless steel handrails positioned over solid bulwarks. They look great, to be honest, but just look at the intricate detailing of the bulwarks of MERELEY, a symphony of shapes and materials. I sometimes wonder how a shipyard reacts when a designer makes such a proposition. But AES embraced the challenge, and the result is just magnificent. And that ambitious design brief continues throughout the yacht. I'm on the aft deck right now and just look at how much is going on even just here. We have a generous seating area to be able to dine and sunbathe. After that, they've actually integrated a window into the structure here to allow light into the beach club. That's something we'll be looking at a little bit later. To the starboard side, we have this wonderful opening platform that extends the floor space here and gives fantastic views when you're eating. And the amount of different materials used too. We have Burmese teak, stainless steel, a fantastic audio system that's integrated seamlessly into the aft deck, and just wait until you see inside. Again, the Hot Lab interior design here is simply sumptuous. Backlit glass panels create a fresh and luminous ambience, and soft fabrics blend with cool marble surfaces under a ceiling that is in itself a triumph of interior design. Opening side doors let fresh air come flooding in and create a seamless flow to move throughout the yacht. To starboard, a black laminated door leads to a small corridor with a dayhead. And further forward, there is an absolutely magnificent owner's stateroom, probably the biggest that could reasonably be expected of any yacht of this size. And again, sensationally appointed, including a his and hers bathroom. And guests on board are certainly well looked after too. 4 guest staterooms below deck offer 2 double cabins and 2 single cabins with Pullman bunks. The yacht is in fact built to RENA charter class, so if you're thinking of putting your next yacht on the charter market, this could be a useful feature. To conclude the review of the interior guest areas, we can move on to the upper deck. And again, we see the continuation of the use of woods, fabrics and marbles in this cosy sky lounge. I particularly liked the integration of this aft-facing bar that sits neatly hidden at the entrance of the lounge. What about the deck space though? Well, there are 4 distinct areas here that I just can't wait to show you. Let's start with the upper aft deck. Not only a wonderful spot to enjoy fine dining on board, but also spacious enough for tender storage and equipped with a crane to launch said tender. Moving up to what I have to say is a beautifully designed stairwell to the second area I'd like to show you, we find the sundeck. I love the simple design here with a bar, sunbathing space, and of course a well-positioned hot tub forward. This is not the only deck space available though, since an elevated foredeck facilitates seating and sunbathing areas here too, allowing you and your guests to enjoy a variety of spots on board when somebody just wants a little peace and quiet. My absolute favourite area though was this beach club. When I first stepped on board, I was struck by how large the swim platform is, large enough to accommodate at the very least a jet ski. But put together with this sunken beach club, this part of the yacht becomes a floating oasis for the owner and guests. But I do know that many of you are particularly interested in seeing the crew areas on board, and honestly there are some very interesting features on this yacht that relate to crew life. I have to say that the bridge does a great job of continuing the design aesthetic. You can see that this is a working area, but an Alcantara-clad dashboard and a marble desk make for a feeling of luxurious industry. Outside there are wing stations. And just look at this, the entire yacht can be driven by a joystick, which must be an absolute pleasure when manoeuvring in a marina. And just look at the captain's cabin. A private stairwell leads down from the bridge to a butler's pantry with a dumb waiter, and of course a well-equipped galley. This area can be accessed from the main salon, the port side deck, or the starboard lobby. So the flow of movement for the crew is both convenient and practically invisible from the guests. More steps then lead down to a well-proportioned crew quarters with a large washer and dryer, a crew mess, and 3 decently sized crew cabins so that the yacht can be run with a crew of 7. But look at this, underneath this hatch there is access to a tunnel in the bilge that gives crew easy access up and down the length of the yacht to reach the bow thruster, hot water boilers, plumbing. There's even dedicated freezer storage here. And of course, I have to show you the engine room. I do think that you can tell a lot about a shipyard by the way that the engine room is laid out. In this case, it's very, very spacious, very well arranged. Everything's quite easy to work on. Behind me here, this is a fuel manifold. And the unit here is called a fuel polisher. It's made by a company called Alfa Laval. Whilst over here, we have the hydraulic power pack. Actually, the stabilizer system on Merely is hydraulic. It's made by a company called Sleipner that provides for fins underneath the hull that keep the yacht stable underway, and then they rotate and move to keep it stable also at anchor. But really what I want you to take away from this is how well laid out everything is. It's well arranged, everything is very easy to work on. When I arrived on board the yacht this morning, I met up with the broker representing her, Deniz.Kaymaz, and immediately I complimented him on representing such a beautiful yacht. He immediately replied, "She will sell very quickly," which usually I would take as being typical Deniz.Kaymaz optimism, but in this case, I think is actually quite right. She is a beautiful yacht. Practically brand new actually, since she was launched just in 2024. She's well built, she's sensibly priced, she has gorgeous interior and exterior design, and she's located in Istanbul, which is a very easy city to get in and out of as far as airports are concerned. Also, for most people, it's a pleasure to visit Istanbul and to see the city, as it is in fact a pleasure to do business with Deniz. He has facilitated the sale of many yachts, mostly in Turkey, and he is absolutely the right person for you to contact if you could see Merely as being your next yacht.